What up, you guys, and welcome to Forward Hype. Now, Wack 100 dissed Tupac. I wish I was joking, I wish I was playing, but that's what he chose to do with his free time. He might be a nut job, but let's listen to what the fuck he got to say. Now, he started out by saying Tupac was never really a gangster, okay? He was just a street reporter. Look at the people that he shot, right? He shot 2 white people, and he ain't even know that they were police officers. He later on found out that they were off-duty police officers, but he ain't mean to shoot 2 police officers. Now, my thing is this, man. Wack 100, who have you shot, right? Who have you shot to make you feel like you are the authority to judge someone else's shooting deemable of them being a gangster or not a gangster, right? This person is the person that I guess assesses whether or not your shooting makes you a gangster or not. Get the fuck out of here, bruh. I never heard of you shooting shit. I never heard of you really being about that life, and that's just the honesty of the situation, man. And he's so infatuated of making himself seem like this big bad old gangster that can control everything. But I'm here to tell y'all something, man. Real street dudes don't believe him. Dudes that really come from that environment sense the fraud out of Wack 100, and I'm gonna continue on to show you that he really just exposes himself when he says these dumb things. Like, he went on to say another reason why Tupac isn't really a gangster is because he was in the losing end of a couple of shootouts and because of the way that he died. Did you not know a lot of real street dudes die every day? Real gangsters die all the time. That's why niggas be having RIP shirts and shit like that. Some of the biggest gangsters done died, buddy, if you ain't know. And not just that, you will lose shootouts when you get in the hood. When you in the hood, you're not gonna win everything. There's no such thing as a super gangster, okay? That mentality has to get up out of there, alright? If you willing to shoot shit and another side is willing to shoot shit, then y'all just gonna have to shoot it out. It doesn't make one side less gangster, or it doesn't mean that just because you lose a lot of shootouts that you not a gangster. No, because at the end of the day, you were willing to ride for your squad, ride for your gang, ride for your hood, and shoot shit out and not run and be afraid, right? And that's just the hood mentality. That's just the gangster mentality. So just because you lose a couple of shootouts, it doesn't mean that you're not a gangster, because at the end of the day, it's not like you stayed at home and just let your homies shoot it out or call the police or whatever the case may be. And that's just the truth of the situation, all right? So if you didn't know that, then I'm guessing you don't really come from that environment. And not just that, what shootouts, like I said before, have you been a part of, man? You think that just because you lose some shootouts and just because you die off of that street stuff that you're not really a gangster? Come on now, real gangsters die every day, and everyone know that. And that's why people be repping the people that come from their blocks, come from their hood, buying them RIP shirts to show respect to some of the biggest gangsters that done lived on their blocks and was willing to die by what they represent. So that's just some stuff that you probably should know, okay, buddy? Now, I'm also gonna say that he went in to talk about the man's personal finances, trying to belittle the man's business moves and stuff like that. Now, he's just giving estimated guesses, okay? But not just that, why are you so infatuated with trying to belittle Tupac? Like, he was going in on Tupac, and I think he really had to check himself, because it got to a point where people was just like, man, you are a real hater. You know he a hater because he doesn't have a point. He lost the gangster argument, so now he wants to start talking about personal finances and stuff like that. Dude, we don't think you really about that street stuff, and we don't really think that you about that business stuff too, man. We don't know what these figures are that you're throwing out. I don't know if these figures to be true, right? These seem like guesses, or it seems like stuff that you probably could have just made up and threw out there and put it to the public. So at the end of the day, man, I'm not taking your word for nothing. This is the same dude that was saying Soulja Boy could claim that blood stuff, bruh. This is the same dude. Dudes be dying about that street stuff, bruh. Dudes who be coming from them blocks, coming from them hoods, they be dying about that stuff. You disrespecting all your dead homies that really live that stuff, claim that stuff, by saying that this man that's not even from there could claim that he's from there, bro. Come on now, that's some clown stuff, bro. That's some clown stuff. I can't take nothing that Wack 100 says seriously. I can't, bro. I don't think he really from that, because anyone that's really from that wouldn't disrespect their dead homies by letting some random dude all of a sudden claim that stuff and I guess be co-signing it and saying that Soulja good and Soulja really a blood. Come on, bro. He over here wanting us to believe that Tupac is not really a gangster, but he co-signing Chris Brown and Soulja Boy as real bloods. Like, come on, bro. Are we really taking Wack 100 seriously? Like, is that what we're doing now? And I also want to remind you guys something, man. People that are always trying to convince you that they really come from that environment, or really the real gangsters and can expose the fake gangsters, those are generally the ones that really don't come from that environment and ain't really about that life. That's why they're always trying to convince you of it. That's why they're always trying to bring that topic up, because they're really trying their hardest to convince you, but you ain't convincing nobody. And I want to remind you guys something, man. real street dudes, real gangsters, they just trying to make it out and stay away, right? They done been through that, they done experienced it. Ain't no bad bitches, there's little to no bitches in the hood. They just trying to stay away. But dudes that ain't never experienced it, they trying to join, they trying to be a part of it. All right, they're always bringing it up because that's what they've never experienced, and that's what they're trying to experience now. Too bad Wack 100 is either trying to relive that shit or experience it at his old age. And now I do want to tell you guys a quick story, man. A quick story from the hood. All right, there was two OGs, okay, and this story is gonna revolve around these two OGs. One OG, he was just using the young dudes, right? He was trying to get them to do dumb stuff for him so that just in case someone get caught, he wouldn't be the one to get caught, that they would. So he used to get them to do stuff, deliver stuff, bring stuff, right? Now there was another OG that just came home from doing like a 10 to 15 year bid. When he came home, he just changed his mentality. He was like, look, man, I got to get these young dudes out the streets. So he started getting a whole bunch of kids to like start working for this church every weekend so that each one of those kids would get like $25 a piece. Like they would clean up the church after all the services and stuff like that. So he would get about like 5 to 10 kids to do that, and they would start making money to a point where, you know, although it wasn't a lot of money, it was enough money at their age to be like, you know what, I don't need to do dumb stuff in the streets. But the other OG was still trying to get them dudes to do dumb stuff. So later on down the line, a couple of those dudes, they started getting caught. A couple of those young dudes that was blindly following the OG, they would get caught. And when they would get caught, the OG wouldn't help with their lawyer fees. The OG wouldn't help with nothing. And those young dudes, they were just too scared to rap because they knew when they would come home, they would get no respect and they would have to move immediately. So from there, they just started serving their time. Now, finally and eventually, this OG that was doing everything and was kind of like, I don't know, the ringleader of everything, he finally got caught up. And when he got caught up, of course, he got arrested and they threatened to serve him with some serious time. Now, from there, he started snitching. He snitched on the young dudes that he had still recruited. He snitched on the people that he was working with so that he could get a less time, of course. Now, the other OG, he seen that shit and he ain't fuck with that shit not one bit, okay? So he started getting his money together, started doing everything that he could to help the young dudes that were in their position and to really get a legal team that would understand that these young dudes were really just being manipulated, all right? Because that gangster lifestyle was being glorified to them by this dude that's supposed to be a real gangster, but it turned out he wasn't so much of a real gangster because he got to snitching when a serious situation popped up, all right? So my message for you guys and my question for you guys is, who's the real gangster? Is the real gangster the guy that is trying to glorify that gangster lifestyle and I guess getting people to believe that they should be a part of that? Or is it the person that been through that and is trying to move on from that to help his community? And although some people may not agree with everything that Tupac said, one thing that you gotta always respect is his intentions. Really focusing, especially as he got older, his intentions started to become even more clear, and you could see that everything that he was saying was coming from his life experiences. So with that being said, that's always why even people who don't agree with the things that Tupac have said before in the past found a way to not just respect his message, but to also respect him as a person. So with that, I mean, Wack 100, he's over here saying, look, I'm a fan of Tupac, it's no disrespect. Dude, you saying it's no disrespect and that you're a fan of Tupac is like saying no disrespect, bruh, you a bitch nigga, but no disrespect. Like, chill out, bruh. What are you saying? You are trying to belittle the man. Your actions is saying one thing and your words is saying another. That's why I can't believe a word that comes out of his mouth. But you guys let me know what you think. Do you think he's a fan or a hater? And before I leave you guys, man, I truly want to spread this message. Despite people trying to glorify that hood gangster stuff, bruh, ain't no fun in the hood. Trust me, man. Ain't no bad bitches. There ain't no amusement park. There is little to no bitches. And actually, if you find some bitches, they might have some colorful weave. They got different and interesting hairstyles, which are fucked up. But if you like all of those things, then by all means, spend all your time in the hood. But trust me, despite all the jokes, man, if you got a way to avoid it, then do your best to do so. And if you feel trapped or stuck in that environment, feel free to hit me up. If you need some advice, hit me up on Instagram, right? I do respond, okay? Especially when someone is talking about something serious. And I wish all of you guys out there nothing but the best. But you guys let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about everything that I spoke on in this video. Comment, like, share, and subscribe. And when or if you do choose to subscribe, don't forget to hit that notification button, because when you hit that notification button, you truly do help and support the channel, as well as it
notifying you anytime I drop a video. Now, don't forget to check out all of my other channels. Of course, I got my main channel, which is Forward Hype Daily, which is where I report on everything that goes on in the music industry and stuff like that. Then I got Forward Hype Plays, which is basically a community gathering spot, right? I basically talk about a lot of things that go on in the world, just personal things, personal advice for other people, and it's an all-purpose channel, right? And we really get to know each other over there. It's one big dysfunctional family. Then I got Viral Videos by Forward Hype, which is where I speak on things that happen on social media and just have a reaction towards them. Then I got MMA by Forward Hype, which is where I speak on stuff that happened in mixed martial arts, the UFC, stuff like that. I know a lot of motherfucking channels. Then you can also catch me on Twitch streaming almost every day at Forward Hype, twitch.tv/Forward Hype. So thank you guys as always for supporting, watching, and I truly do appreciate it. And I will catch you guys next time.